Hi there, my name is Koukun. Today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of buying a single family rental property. So basically a single family rental property is any type of real estate that you can rent to just one family. So this can be a full detached home, it can be a townhouse, a semi-detached home, even a condominium, any sort of property that you just rent to one tenant or one family. So here are some of the pros of a single family rental property. One, it's simple. It doesn't take a lot of expertise and you only have to deal with one tenant or one family. Number two, you get great tenant quality. Usually you get good tenants who have good credit, good income, and if it's a family, they can even stay for longer periods of time. Number three, there's typically a lot of demand for this type of rental properties. Usually in the Greater Toronto area or even any of the smaller cities outside Toronto, if you have a single family rental property, as soon as you list it for rent, typically you're going to get a lot of demand from potential tenants to rent a home, especially if it's in good condition. Four, a single family rental property is the most liquid type of investment property. So it's the easiest to sell in a rush if you need to. Now, it still will take about a month, 2 months, even 3 months to sell the home, but compared to many other types of real estate investments, this is a very short amount of time. And the reason for that is mainly when you sell a single family rental property, you have both buyers who are other investors who want to buy to rent out, but typically there's a lot of people who are simply looking to buy the home as their own primary residence, other people who just want to live in that home that you own if you want to sell it. Number five, this is probably one of the best aspects of a single family rental property, is that it's easy to get the financing to buy the property. So it's easy to get the mortgage to pay for the property. Many times you can get interest rates very comparable to the interest rates you get on your own primary home. And compared to many other types of real estate investments, it is much easier to get a mortgage on a regular family home, single family home. And the amount of down payment required can be much less as well. Now, there are some caveats to this. The main cons when it comes to a single family rental property is that typically it's very hard to find a property, especially in the area that I work in the Greater Toronto area. It's hard to find single family rental properties where the cash flow numbers are high. Typically, if you break even or you make a few $100s in positive cash flow a month, that's what I consider a good single family rental investment. You're not going to get a very high cash flow number typically. Two, the second main con when it comes to a single family rental property is vacancies. So if you have a tenant who decides to leave, the time it takes between when they leave and when you get your next tenant, if it takes a month or 2 months for you to get your next tenant and for them to move in, you are completely vacant because you only have one tenant. In that time period, your property is not generating any revenue. So you have to cover all the costs for the mortgage and all the expenses while you're waiting. And if you had a tenant that was maybe a little bit messy or damaged the home a little bit, then you have to spend money to do those renovations and expenses while the property is vacant, which could potentially increase the amount of time between when the last tenant left and your new tenant moves in. So because of that, vacancies can hurt your bottom line quite a bit with a single family rental property. So I hope this helps to give you a better idea about a single family rental property if this is something that you want to pursue further. If you have any questions regarding this, always feel free to leave a comment below. I always try to answer all the questions left on these videos. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to be notified when my next videos come out. And also give that thumbs up some love. And also check out my last week's video if you haven't watched it already. Thank you.